What is good, everybody? It is your boy Champagne Chico, and we are back with a rebuild today. And today we are going to rebuild one of the most awkward franchises in the history of the NFL. It was between the Titans and the Browns. Oh, Desmond King got a new profile picture. But it was between the Titans and the Browns. I still want to get through all the teams before I just completely get rid of the rebuilds. Seahawks I still haven't done. Steelers I still haven't done. I've done the Saints. That's not Lamar Jackson. Anyways, we are going to get into the Tennessee Titans rebuild. Could possibly be trading Derrick Henry for a bunch of picks. Could possibly get rid of to Ryan Tannehill. Drafting Will Levis. I'm planning to draft Will Levis in this draft. So if I am able to draft Will Levis in this draft, then I will put that as part of the title. But if not, then you're aware. But I'm still planning to get rid of Ryan Tannehill and Derrick Henry regardless. Malik Willis should at least have a chance in some way unless I'm able to get a better quarterback in this draft. But before we get into this video, I'm going to have to ask you to go down there and like and subscribe for me. I love making these rebuilds. I'm planning to switch up the schedule pretty soon, so you got to let me know what you want to see on this channel. I am planning to start streaming every Saturday in the summer. Once I get my Saturdays available, I want to be able to be more live with interacting with you guys. I love talking to you guys down in the comments and just interacting with you guys in general. So hopefully these live streams will get me to be able to talk to you guys more and just play whatever games that you guys want to see, or we can just talk and we can just chat it up for a while. But we're going to get into this Tennessee Titans rebuild with Champagne Chico as the head coach. Before we get into the free agency and NFL draft, we do have to deal with some of the signings in the season. David Long did end up going to the Miami Dolphins for a pretty cheap deal. Surprised the Titans didn't swoop that up, but Nate Davis might be somebody that we want to keep on the team as a right guard. And I think that's really going to be it in terms of who I'm really prioritizing on keeping on the team. Maybe Nick Westbrook, but he's 26. He's 26, and I don't think he's going to develop much more. David Long might be a good idea to keep just because we don't have a middle linebacker after him. Maybe not paying him this much. I could wait till the offseason or the free agency to be able to get him back. Tart, do we have another defense tackle? We don't. This team is very slim on options right now. But Nate Davis is going to be somebody that we're going to try to keep on the team for 3 years at least. I'm going to keep that. The offer's perfect, so we're down to $30 million in cap. So we have to take a look at the roster before we get into free agency to make sure that we're not too scarce on everything and we can just focus on getting those players. But Malik Willis is supposed to be the starting quarterback because Ryan Tannehill is injured. Derrick Henry at running back, who you could possibly just trade for a top pick. Your line is bad. Horrible, actually. Lewin is still on the team. I don't plan on cutting him. I'm not sure as to why they cut him. I know he had an ACL injury and it didn't really pan out because now he's going to be suing them. So good luck to him for that. But defense looks like more of the better option here. They do run a 3-4. So keeping Tart would be ideal, or we could embrace the rebuild and possibly get a defensive tackle in the next draft. But we have Hooker at strong safety and Byard at free safety. We have a pretty solid team overall. I would want to keep Jeffrey Simmons next year. Malik Willis, I don't know if he's going to be too good, but if he is, then great. But I think I'm going to probably get rid of Derrick Henry and Ryan Tannehill. Try to build for the future. You do have Robert Woods on the team. I think he actually left to the Texans, so he might be on his way out too. We're just going to give Treylon Burks the wide receiver 1 position to be able to develop as much as possible. Austin Hooper, I'm not planning to give a lot of money to. So we got a lot of things to deal with. We have a lot of things to deal with, but this is why it is a rebuild, because we have to deal with a lot of different positions and a lot of different people to re-sign or sign in free agency. I'm going to try to keep my money as expanded as possible just because I know Jeffrey Simmons is possibly off contract next year. So we're just going to cut all these players because it says that we need to cut 9 players. I'm not too worried about their overalls or anything. They're all pretty old, except for this guy, but he's going to be on his way out. And 2 more players. And that's going to do it. We've cut all the players that we need to for the offseason. 31.5 mil. Tart, I would like to keep Tart. I just want to see how the free agency looks for him. I do want to see how the free agency looks for him. Austin Hooper would bring us down to 25.8. Maybe we can draft a tight end, really. I'm not too concerned about that. Yeah, 32 mil. I'm pretty sure that Jeffrey Simmons' contract is about to be up, and if we don't have the money for him, then that really screws us in terms of the defensive end position. His contract is up after 2023, so a situation that you need to keep an eye out on. I think he might want like 15 mil a year. So we'll keep that in mind in terms of the salary cap space for the free agency period. But we got to see what we can do to fill out some of these positions. So my plan right now, TJ Edwards wanted to come to the team. And I'm not giving up too much in terms of my salary cap space that I'll have left after this offseason. I'm giving Tart a 1-year deal, just because I want to be able to keep the defensive tackle that we had on the team, see how he develops over this season, and go about it like that. And he is out of FIU. TJ Edwards, somebody that can develop over the years. He has star development, so and a scheme fit. So you would want to look for linemen, but we could look for that in the draft, because right now we'll just be overpaying for a bunch of aging players, and I don't really plan on doing that. We have the defensive ends. We have some solid cornerbacks. I think the cornerbacks could be something that we look at in the draft as well. But I'm pretty confident with what's going on right now, to be honest with you. TJ Edwards and Tart are the targeted people that we're going after. One is on a 1-year deal and the other one is on a 3-year deal, if I'm not mistaken. So we're going to evaluate these offers, and hopefully they end up accepting. TJ Edwards still hasn't made up his mind, but Tart is back on the team on a 1-year deal. A little overpaid, but got to keep him for the 1 year. Have to convince him that he needs to stay on the team. And TJ Edwards makes a decision, and he's on the Titans for 4 years. So 20.8 mil salary, 15.6 bonus, and he really wanted to come to the team. So now we get our middle linebacker 1. We have a middle linebacker 2 in Zach Cunningham. He came back from injury, I think it was, that he was not on the depth chart for. So our offense looks like this. We do need a tight end. Our line is pretty scarce. So we have to look at the draft and see what we're going to be able to do in terms of the line and just overall. Tight end might be something that we draft. That's going to be difficult. We really have to figure out what we're going to do with the older players. But the defense does look good compared to the offense. Harold Landry is still injured. So TJ Edwards, Zach Cunningham are our middle linebackers. You have Weaver at left outside linebacker. McCreary, Fulton, Molden at cornerback, and Harold Landry is going to be coming in pretty soon, so I assume that Bud Dupree is just going to go to the other side. And our defense looks solid. It's just our offense right now. It really is just our offense. I could sign some players to a 1-year deal. Tight end might be something that I look for in the draft, though, but I think we might be moving on from Derrick Henry. All right, well, not sure how I feel about this, to be honest with you. Derrick Henry, Ryan Tannehill, and Robert Woods are all getting packed up to the Eagles for their 2 first-round picks and Ian Book for salary cap reasons. I wasn't expecting that to go through so easily, to be honest with you, but that gives us some good picks. I tried to trade Derrick Henry to a team that was rumored to get him, which was the Eagles at one point, with A.J. Brown trying to get him to the team and all that. So we have the 10th pick, the 31st pick, and the 11th pick. I don't think I'm going to move from those spots. I think I'm pretty good sitting there for right now. And whatever falls to us, and then we're able to build on our team. But to be honest with you, I was not expecting that to work as quick as it did. We'll have to see what happens. The 31st pick is what we have now, and Joey Porter's there, and so is Will Levis. We could take Will Levis later on. It's a bit of an if on that one. He does look pretty good in terms of physicals. His skills aren't bad. I'm a bit bumfounded from that trade, but we needed to get the salary off. We weren't going to pay Derrick Henry next season. Ryan Tannehill was wasting our cap too. And Robert Woods is already off the team, so why keep him on the team? So we can take a look at the team before we get into it any deeper. I'm planning to get Foster Moreau at tight end. Our offense looks scarce. Our offense definitely looks scarce, but I'm planning for it to be a very offensive heavy draft. We don't necessarily need defensive players. Maybe just an outside linebacker, but that's really about it, and cornerback. But it's not really a priority of mine. Offense is what I'm basically looking at a lot. Will Levis is probably going to be our quarterback of the future whenever the draft comes. Haskins is our Haskins is our halfback one. We really have no offensive players at the moment. It's just Treylon Burks and everybody else, and Nate Davis. Okay, so we have the salary cap to do it. Maybe we can do a little bit more in free agency now. We have 54.3 mil. It is a little bit after, so not a lot of players that we were looking for before are here. Kareem Hunt would be a good option for a one-year deal. I'm really not trying to sign him to an extended contract just to be safe in terms of having a halfback. I don't think that I'm going to be drafting one in this one, and I'm not planning to keep him for an extended period of time. So I'm going to have to go through this, see what I'm able to do in terms of bringing people to the team, and I'll let you know what happens. And the negotiations that I'm trying to get done right now are 5 players that we need on the offensive side and a cornerback. Kareem Hunt on a one-year deal is my plan. I'm not planning to have him for an extended period of time. I would like to draft a halfback next year or basically get a better halfback in next year's free agency. If he ends up developing, then that'll be great for us. We can re-sign him. But we just traded Derrick Henry for the reason that he is getting to that age of regression. So we're just trying to keep a halfback in while we go through the season. Jason Verrett at cornerback for a one-year deal as well. Just veteran leadership, and we have a lot of young players. Brian Bulaga at right tackle. I'm planning to draft tackles regardless, but this is all backup plans just in case we don't and we get basically distracted by another prospect that dropped or something like that. Paradis, another example. I'm planning to draft a center regardless, but Matt Paradis is going to be the fill-in for right now. And Foster Moreau, I don't think I'm going to be able to get a tight end in this draft, so he's on a one-year deal as well. And hopefully they just all accept, to be honest with you. I would like for it to be as easy as possible. Foster Moreau hasn't made his mind, but everybody else has. And we're basically just waiting on Foster to make up his mind. I think I'm pretty confident on that. If he doesn't end up accepting, then I'll just draft one late in the draft. But I'm going to go ahead and simulate to the draft. Hopefully we have Foster Moreau on the team and we can just worry about all the skill positions and all the tackle positions. Okay, we did end up getting Foster Moreau. Now our team looks like this before the draft. Who are you and where did you come from? Ben Jones. Oh, was he injured? Huh. All right, well, I guess we only have to worry about some specific positions. Wide receiver isn't too much of a concern for me, but if I'm able to get one, that would be great. I might get Jackson Smith and Jigba at the 11th spot like the Titans were supposed to. It all depends. Defense still looks solid. Jason Verrett is injured. For how long? 17 weeks? I think he's going to be back by the season, though. I think that's the amount of time before the regular season starts. So hopefully he is. I didn't see that, but everything looks good overall. Prepared for Jeffrey Simmons to be in free agency next year. And yeah, I favorited a lot of prospects that I had an eye on in this draft, so hopefully they just end up being good for us and being some good fill-ins, because I don't think Malik Willis is going to be good enough. As much as I want him to have a better chance in real life, 64 overall in this game is not really going to develop much unless we have superstar players around him. But we are going to get into it. All right, we're going to go ahead and get into the 2023 NFL Draft with the Bears still having the #1 pick. Madden likes to update all the pictures, but not update how the draft order went. In terms of before, I'm not expecting them to do everything that they did in real life. So, next pick, Will Anderson goes #1 to the Bears. That was a lot of talk whenever they still had the pick. The Texans take Bryce Young, since he did drop. The Cardinals took CJ Stroud. Tyree Wilson goes to the Colts. The Seahawks take Jalen Carter, which they should have done in real life, but Devin Witherspoon is not a bad person to take. Other than that, Darnell Wright was projected to drop to us, and now he got taken by the Lions. The Raiders take Paris Johnson Jr. The Falcons take Jack Campbell at the A spot. Not only did the Lions reach in real life, but now the Falcons did it like they did with Bijan. The Panthers take Peter Skoronski. Every single tackle and every single guard that I wanted to take is off the board now. We have back-to-back picks. Oh my gosh. We could take Anthony Richardson. We could take him. We could have a... Oh, Bijan and Anthony Richardson. Oh my gosh, that would be insane. I'm not going to lie to you. I am very, very tempted to take Anthony Richardson and Bijan back-to-back with the number 10 and number 11th pick. It's very tempting. It's very tempting. We just got rid of Derrick Henry. We can move on from that era of running backs, and we can go to the brand new one with Bijan, supposedly about to be one of the most pivotal running backs to enter the NFL. And I expect it too. I hope he does, because he seems like a great guy. He seems like a great guy. I think I'm going to go with the Anthony Richardson and Bijan back-to-back. Anthony Richardson, physicals, of course. Of course, most of them are elite. Skills look pretty solid. I mean, C short, C medium is not the greatest, but B deep is okay. Maybe his physicals can help him out. At pick number 10, hidden development. Do you see those stats? 92 acceleration, 85 agility, 85 change of direction, 94 jumping, 91 speed, and 95 throw power. Jeez. I hope he pans out. I hope he does pan out, because he was supposed to go to the Titans at one point if they traded up, but they didn't trade up. Now we can take a generational running back. I wanted to take a wide receiver. I did, until I saw that Bijan drop to us. I was expecting Bijan to go before. I was expecting him to go before, but Jackson Smith and Jigba, I don't like drafting wide receivers in this game. It's just not reliable. Bijan seems like a reliable option right here. Yeah, I'm going to take Bijan. Bijan Robinson, hidden development again. Don't know why I'm pumping my fist like I didn't already know that was going to happen, because these prospects are bound to be good. 90 speed, 88 jumping, 88 change of direction, 87 agility, 91 acceleration. Whew. Whew. I hope that pans out. We do have a lot of injured linemen right now, so hopefully they all come in and we can just have some bright prospects other than them. Deonte Banks goes to the Broncos at the 30th pick. Okay. Dalton Kincaid is still here. We could do that. Left tackle and right tackle seem like they're pretty solid at the moment. Cornerback is not much of a need. Left outside linebacker is, though. Nolan Smith is still here, and he was a bright prospect. I thought that he should have gone earlier in the draft. He's like the Anthony Richardson of outside linebackers in this draft, because he had some good film. He also didn't have some of the greatest, but he has some good physicals for an outside linebacker out of Georgia. I just might have to take Nolan Smith at this position, because left outside linebacker is a point of weakness on our defense, and I don't want our defense to be the weak side. I would rather our offense be that. Oof, I think I'm going to have to take Nolan Smith. As much as I want to take a tight end, Nolan Smith is going to be coming to the team. 6'2" speed rusher out of Georgia, 238, 21 years old. Hidden development, 92 jumping, 87 speed, 94 acceleration. This is a deep draft class, and I wasn't expecting anything otherwise. But we have to draft some linemen now. Javon Dexter goes to the Saints. Another good spot for him if he didn't end up going to who did he end up going to? The Bears. Yeah, that's a good spot for him. That's definitely a good spot for him. I lost track of the draft after that. I've been trying to study the new one. Not a lot of new things going on with it though. But right now we have Joe Tippmann that is here. One of my favorite center prospects in the draft. I did just draft him in the last rebuild though, so that would be a little uncreative. I want to be able to do some different things right now. I'm going to go ahead and take Matthew Bergeron. We don't have a tight end. I was tempted to get Luke Musgrave right now, but I have a bit of a plan in terms of what I'm going to do with this. It is the top of the second round, so he hasn't fallen that far. Agile, physicals look solid. Skills look solid as well. Hopefully he ends up panning out. Hidden development. Wow, we are hitting on these. 86 strength, 78 acceleration, 75 jumping, 6'5", 318 left guard. I'm planning to draft DeJuan Jones in the 3rd round, so hopefully he is there. We're going to simulate. We're just going to keep it going right now and see if he is there. Devin Aiken gets taken by the Saints. And DeJuan Jones, we need a right tackle very desperately. DeJuan Jones is here. DeJuan Jones is here. He's a big man. He's a big man. I mean, he's strong too. Ooh, I did not see those stats before. I might take Blake Freeland instead and move him to right tackle or have him play right tackle for the time being. We just need a tackle right now, and we can just move him around, really. BYU, 6'8", 302, agile. Looks like he's going to be pretty solid. Need one on the team. Hidden development, jeez. 85 strength, 88 jumping, 81 acceleration. Wow. We're hitting on all of these right now. Everyone laughed at me when I was drafting this man in my old rebuilds, but he ended up getting drafted, I think, in the 4th round, and we're in the 5th round now. Randy Bullock is only getting older. Randy Bullock is only getting older. We need a kicker for the future to pair with Stonehouse on the special teams, and we're going to end up getting him, again, hidden development, 93 kick power. Just the future of our kicker, so we don't have to worry about him for a while. Elijah Higgins, who actually got drafted by the Dolphins. Who was he drafted by the Dolphins, or was he a UDFA? I don't know, but his physicals are insane. His run block is a little bad. Vertical threat, I can understand why the Dolphins got him, because we don't have Mike Gesicki anymore. 6'3", 235 out of Stanford. He was a wide receiver, but now that he's going back to tight end, just hopefully a good prospect for us. Normal development, 87 speed, 89 acceleration. Hopefully he ends up being good, to be honest with you. D-impact blocking. We know that he's not going to be blocking at all, so Foster Moreau would do that. And for some reason, Xavier Hutchinson is a potential UDFA, but he has better stats than the rest of these guys up here. I would not mind having Xavier Hutchinson on the team. His physicals don't look bad for a 7th round pick. Spectacular catch is B. Catching traffic is a B. Gotta take a chance on him. He has decent stats. Not horrible at all. I mean, 7th round pick. We need a wide receiver to pair alongside Traylon Burks and whoever's going to be the future of our team. So we got everything that we needed in this draft. I don't think I've had this good of a draft in a while. So hopefully they all pan out on our team. All right, before we get through the preseason, we'll go ahead and take a look at how our offense looks right now. Anthony Richardson is a 71 overall. Bijan is a 79, so he'll probably overtake Kareem Hunt at some point. Blake Freeland is a 67. I would like him to start so he gets his reps. Bergeron is going to be at left guard. I think we're pretty solid for right now. I think we are pretty solid for right now. I know Anthony Richardson is a 71. He can develop. He can definitely develop. Nolan Smith is a 71. That hurts. That definitely hurts. Okay. Well, we'll just have to see how the season goes. I wasn't expecting to be one of the best teams in the league, but with the draft picks that we had, I thought we were going to be a little better. But we will simulate to the midseason mark and hopefully be able to do something good with this team. Well, surprisingly enough, we are 5-2 at the midseason mark. It seemed like we developed a good amount. I think we're going to look at the roster first just because of how many hidden development players we had in this draft. Anthony Richardson is a 72. Bergeron is 71, so Lewin went down to, or Lewin went up to his starting position. Blake Freeland got booted out of that right tackle position. Bijan is up to an 81 behind Kareem Hunt. I'm glad I only signed Kareem Hunt to a one-year deal. I don't want Bijan to waste his career under him. Nolan Smith is up to a 73. Could possibly have a really good development trait coming up. Defense still looks solid. I think everything still looks solid, so that's pretty much why we're 5-2. We have to look at the stats and see if it's our defense carrying us right now. 14th in offensive yards is not horrible. It's not bad at all. Defensive yards is 10th. Also not bad. Anthony Richardson, 1,500 yards, 10 TDs, and 3 interceptions. Rushing, Kareem Hunt has 732 with 5, and Bijan has 220 with 5. Receiving, Phillips has the most with 507 TDs, and Traylon Burks has 359 and 1 TD. Defense, TJ Edwards has the most tackles. Autry has 6 TFLs. Jeffrey Simmons has 5, and Landry has 4. Sacks, Autry has 3.5. Jeffrey Simmons has 3, and Landry has 2.5. Interceptions, Jason Verrett has 2 interceptions. Amani Hooker has 1. Elijah Molden has 1, and Avery has 1. So our team looks good overall. They just really have to keep it up at this point. I don't really have much to say about it. Players ready to negotiate, though. We have Jeffrey Simmons going into free agency, $109 million to hand out, basically. Jeffrey Simmons is my main priority for this offseason. I'm planning to give him a player-friendly or very player-friendly deal. Happy to sign with the organization, a 5-year deal. A good chunk of money, but we need to keep him for the future. I think he's going to develop well. Ben Jones is 34. I don't plan on keeping him. We could possibly draft a center in this draft coming up. I wish I did that in this past one because it doesn't seem like the linemen were that good. Jason Verrett is 32. Tart, 79 overall. Taylor Lewin, 78. So I think we know what we have to do in terms of the positions that we need to draft and look for in free agency. I saw that Christian Fulton is going into free agency at the age of 24, so that might be somebody that I focus on in this offseason in terms of signing him because I can't sign him right now. Kareem Hunt's going to have to go. We got Bijan. He's going to be the running back 1 for the future. Danico Autry, 33. Yeah, I think I'm pretty set. I'm pretty set on this team. $84 million going into or simming to the end of the season. We could take a look at the mock draft and see what projections they have in terms of who's going to be good. Right tackle, outside linebacker, defensive end, middle linebacker. Wide receiver. Not a bad class overall. It's not a QB class, which I'm glad it isn't because we already have one. They don't have us. Oh, they have us taking a middle linebacker, but we have 2 of them already with Zach Cunningham and TJ Edwards. I don't know why we would do that, but hopefully we can get some linemen. Hopefully we can get some positions to fill in what we need, but we're going to simulate to the end of the season and see how this team finish off the season with a 75 overall offense. And at the end of the season, we are the top of the division going 9-8. The offense is up to a 76 overall. Bijan is a superstar. Wow. Okay. Blake Freeland's up to a 72. They mixed up the lineup a little bit. I think they signed a right guard. Don't know why, because we already had one, but hey, man. Anthony Richardson is a 74 overall. You turn off the free agency signings for the computer, and they still end up doing it. Go ahead and fix that, Madden. Our defense looks solid. Nolan Smith is a 75 star development, so everybody either has star, but Bijan has superstar, so I expect him to be pretty good for us for the future. We can take a look at the stats on the season and see if our offense picked it up at all. 17th in offensive yards is not that great. Defense is first. Wow. Anthony Richardson with 3,700 yards, 22 TDs, and 13 interceptions, marked as the QB of the future. 1,600 yards and 13 TDs for Kareem Hunt, and Bijan had 609 TDs. Receiving, Phillips being the lead receiver with 1,108 TDs. Traylon Burks with 905 TDs. Wow. Defense. TJ Edwards had the most tackles. Jeffrey Simmons had 12 TFLs. Autry had 11. And Landry had 10. Sacks. Jeffrey Simmons had 11. Autry had 8.5. And Landry had 8. Interceptions. Jason Verrett had 5. Byard had 1. Hooker had 1. And the rest of the cornerback room basically had 1. Wow, and we have to face the Steelers in the first round out of all people. They have a pretty killer defense, but their offense is mediocre at best. So we're not going to worry about the draft. We just have to get into this game and hopefully win it with our defense being a pivotal piece. And we do start off with the ball and are not able to do anything on the first drive, but a 10-yard penalty. Oh my gosh, a pick for a TD by Zach Cunningham. That whole first sequence confused the crap out of me. And the Steelers try to go downfield but are not able to do anything because their offense cannot do anything for them. But then end up getting a touchdown right after. I have to stop talking crap. And the Titans were moving downfield but end up turning the ball over as we get the ball back on a punt. 3rd and 4. And we convert on 3rd down but are not able to do anything after that. And our defense locks up the Steelers' offense, and we go ahead and go downfield and get a touchdown, but we get a pick and get another touchdown. 21-7. The Steelers are trying to answer back in some way but are unable to because they are incompetent. Every time I'm about to say something, they get a big reception. They get almost an 80-yard reception for the touchdown. We were in field goal range but get knocked back, and then Xavier Hutchinson gets a 21-yard reception to put us into the red zone. 1st and goal with Des Fitzpatrick. 19 seconds left, 8 seconds left, 6 seconds left, and we get the field goal with Jake Moody. Could have gotten the touchdown, but weren't able to. The Steelers start off with the ball in the second half and get 3 and outed. I'm not going to say anything. 2nd and 10, 3rd and 1, 1st and 10. We get into the red zone, and we get the touchdown with Anthony Richardson rushing it in, 31-14. A big reception, but that means absolutely nothing because they can't do anything on offense. I don't like the Steelers. 1st and 10. Xavier Hutchinson showing up in the playoffs right now with a 48-yard touchdown. 38-14. Looks like the game is basically over at this point as we get another touchdown. 45-14. They're trying to do something with the ball but are unable to. We get the ball back and we're just going to run it out, blowing out the Pittsburgh Steelers as they should be in the playoffs and move on to the divisional round. And in the divisional round, we have to face the 14-3 Baltimore Ravens. Jeez, they had a season probably after re-signing Lamar Jackson as they did in real life. We got to win it. We got to move on to the conference championship. And the Ravens do start off with the ball first and are moving downfield very awkwardly, but get the touchdown 7-0. And we are moving down progressively, get into field goal range and throw a pick to Cam Smith. A penalty knocks them forward, and then they get a big reception. They're starting off 14-0 and get another turnover. That is not Lamar Jackson. And they get another touchdown with J.K. Dobbins rushing it in. 21-0. And we finally answer back 21-7. But the Ravens are hot right now on the offensive side, 28-7. We could get a touchdown, but we get a field goal. We're down by 18 right now. Our defense has to wake up, 35-10. We are not able to do anything in the first half, but hopefully we're able to turn it around now in the second. We have to be able to perform on both sides of the ball. We get... Was that a touchdown? I think it was a touchdown. 35-17. Down by 18 again. And we get the turnover. We get the turnover. I thought they were about to get a field goal, but now we turn the ball over. What is going on? We got a big reception to go into the red zone, and then it just magically went back to them. And they go downfield and get another touchdown, basically finishing the game off. There's no way that we're coming back into this. 45-17. We weren't expecting this to be our year. We get another touchdown before the game is over, but 21 points is too much to overcome in 20 seconds. Not the year that we were expecting in terms of making it to the playoffs, but I'm sure that we can build off of this. And at the end of the 2023 season, Bryce Young wins Offensive Rookie of the Year with Emmanuel Forbes winning Defensive Rookie of the Year. The Ravens moved on to beat the Packers in the Super Bowl. Very interesting. Very interesting. And Joe Mixon wins Offensive Player of the Year, even though he might not even be playing this year. Autry is down to normal development at the age of 34. That all but packs his bags right now, because I already was skeptical re-signing him. Taylor Lewin is still a 77 star. I could sign him for one more year just to have him as a safe option. Appreciate the offer, but he's going into free agency. That is fine by me. What's the franchise tag on him? 28.4. You have that. You can have that. Christian Fulton, I'll sign him for 3 years. It's exactly the offer that he wanted. He's a solid cornerback. I don't expect him to be a top of the line cornerback, but Tart is still a 79 overall. 27 though. I'm going to go into free agency with this team that we have right now. Foster Moreau can move on. I don't plan on keeping him for the long run. I'm planning on drafting a tight end hopefully in this draft if there's any good ones. It just really depends. We'll go into free agency, see what we can do, and then worry about the draft. And in this free agency class, we're going after a specific type of group. We're going for a wide receiver 1 in T. Higgins. I think that he can, if put in the right positions, he can be a wide receiver 1. Chidobe Awuzie as our CB1. Hopefully he ends up coming to the team. It is on a 1-year deal, I'm pretty sure. Miles Jack is middle linebacker. If we end up getting him, then I would be trading Zach Cunningham to another team. Ed Oliver at defensive tackle. We're letting our former defensive tackle walk, and I think Ed Oliver can be a great addition. And Jedrick Wills Jr., because our tackles are pretty weak right now. They are pretty weak right now, so we're going to go ahead and evaluate these, and they almost all end up deciding, and 4 out of the 5 come to the team. That is some great additions to our team right now. We're just waiting for Chidobe. I'm going to look at these other options. I was going to try to get Rashad Gary, but we just drafted Nolan Smith. I'm going to give Nolan Smith some time. Rashad Gary, he can go to another team. I'm not going to overpay for that right now when I have Nolan Smith on the team. And I think to finish this off for right now, I'm still waiting on Chidobe to decide. Gabe Davis is going to be another wide receiver that I go after to kind of complement T. Higgins. T. Higgins has Jamar Chase as a deep threat right now, and I think Gabe Davis can play that same role, not to the Jamar Chase's level, but just be a deep threat for him. And Jadeveon Clowney and Tyler Bayadaz. Tyler's more so we have a secure center for right now. If I end up finding a good one in the draft, then great. But he is 26. He could develop over time. If the 49ers get him, I'm not mad about it. Jadeveon Clowney is to fill in the left end position. I don't want to have any empty positions going into the draft, possibly only tight end, to be honest with you, because that's the only position that is empty right now. And yeah, we're going to evaluate these. Hopefully they all end up deciding, and everybody decides except for Gabe Davis and Chidobe. So I'm assuming they ended up coming to the team, and they did. So we have Chidobe still trying to decide, but Gabe Davis got a little bit of a better deal than us from the Colts. I'm not going to increase his offer. I'm not too worried about him in terms of coming to the team, but he does not end up coming to the team, but Chidobe does. So we'll stick with the wide receivers that we have for right now. I'm not super concerned about it. We could try to go after Brandon Ayuk or Marquise Brown or Hollywood Brown for a better name, but I'm not sure. Yeah, I'm pretty comfortable with this right now. I think I'm just going to go into the draft, look for a tight end, possibly. I got to trade Zach Cunningham so we can get him off the roster before he loses any value. We have Miles Jack and TJ Edwards now. Not mad about that at all. We're prioritizing the defense, and it seems to be our main factor on this team. Chidobe, Fulton, Caleb Farley, McCreary, very solid cornerbacks right now. Amani Hooker. I almost say Austin Hooker almost every time, but Amani Hooker at strong safety. Byard is down to a star, but still a 90 free safety. Our team just looks good overall. The defensive line is something that I wanted to prioritize on this team. Anthony Richardson hopefully is going to develop over time as a 74 overall, getting a new weapon for him and hopefully another new weapon with the tight end position. But I'm going to take a look at that. We're going to go into the draft. All right, we're packing up Cunningham, right guard, and our second round pick next year to get the Falcons' first round pick. They're really the only team that was interested in getting Zach Cunningham. I have a plan in terms of how I'm going to move up in the draft because I do have to get a little higher up to get the left end that I want at the moment. So they have the left end that I want going at the 13th pick. But I was planning to trade for the 12th pick. And as you can see, we're back to back with the Falcons. So we took the Falcons pick in terms of trading for it. I'm planning to take Chad Sanborn at the 24th pick. I was gonna trade the 25th pick and a 4th and 7th to move up in the draft to maybe the 12th spot. Hopefully, I just really want to be able to get both players in the first round. I like both of them as prospects, and there's not a lot of other left end prospects in the draft. So I want to be able to have the future on our team, and hopefully it works out. All right, so what we are doing now, it's a little strategic, but we're trading our late first round pick, a 3rd round pick next year, and a 7th round pick next year for the 17th pick. I'm planning to trade up more. It's just the way that they wanted me to trade for those higher picks already, I was not willing to. I didn't want to give up as much as they wanted me to. So now we're going to be able to trade up into possibly the 10th spot just to secure it. Like, for sure. Oh my gosh, Madden. All right, we're going to be basically fresh dry out of picks for next year. But our 17th pick, a 4th round pick, and a 4th round pick next year to move up to the 12th spot. I definitely tried my best to not have to give up as many picks next year, but I need the picks that I have this year. I like this draft class. I need to get the players that I need to get, and I'm more worried about making it to the Super Bowl next year or possibly having a set team but just developing over time. So we're going to go ahead and go to the draft. I'm pretty comfortable with the positions that we have now in terms of the draft position, and hopefully we can get the players that we need. And we're just going to go ahead and skip ahead to our pick, hopefully not seeing... Okay, we're good. I think we're good. We're trying to get a left end by the name of Landry Gaines, I think his name is. Oh, no. Did he get taken? He didn't. Okay. Landry Gaines, a pretty insane prospect at the left end position and one of the only left ends in the draft that is competent enough for me to get. He has elite acceleration. Everything else is pretty good in terms of physicals. His skills has A tackle, A power moves, A awareness, and B play recognition. Power rusher out of Alabama. A bit on the older side, but I'm going to take a chance on him. Landry Gaines, hidden development, 84 strength, 82 speed, and 88 acceleration. I just hope that he's pretty good, and I might move on from Jadeveon Clowney or just release him just to give Landry Gaines the position. And at the 24th pick, hopefully our player is still here. Chad Sanborn, round 1 to 2 projection, but this man right here has elite acceleration, elite agility, elite change of direction, elite jumping, and elite speed. You don't get much better than that at the tight end position. He has A catching, B spec catch, C impact blocking, so he can maybe block a little bit, but he's a vertical threat out of Florida. 6'6", 246. Really? Oh, no. Kyle Pitts was a lot lighter than that. 246, 6'6", out of Florida, hidden development. This is our tight end of the future. 87 speed, 86 jumping, 85 change of direction, 87 agility, and 90 acceleration. So we are set at the tight end position for now. Now we have to go into the second round and see what we can do for the rest of our team. This round 1 prospect has fallen out of round 1. He's projected to go in the first round. His physicals are good. They're pretty decent. His stats are a bit questionable, but they're not horrible. I don't quite understand why he fell out of the first round. Oregon State man-to-man corner, 6'2", 194. Pretty good size. I mean, we can take a chance on him because all the other positions that we're trying to look for are just not worth it at this position. So Levi Thomas, normal development, has some pretty good stats. Had to take a chance. I didn't know if that was just somebody that was falling through the cracks. And at the start of the season, Justice was a 65 overall. That's a shame. That's definitely a shame. But the rest of our offense looks pretty decent right now. Sanborn is a 73 overall hidden development tight end, so hopefully he pans out. Jedrick Wills is our new left tackle, so he's going to hold that down for right now. And the defense looks pretty solid. I don't know why Gaines is not starting. Maybe I should just let go of Jadeveon Clowney just to give him the spot, to be honest with you. Will free 5.1, but incur a penalty of 3.5 mil. You know, I'll let Gaines be behind Jadeveon Clowney for the year. See if he still ends up getting his hidden development, but we're trying to make a push, and a 74 overall left end might not do it. Maybe a veteran will. So we're going to simulate to the midseason mark and see how this team does with our brand new players. Wow. And we have the opposite start to the season, 2-5. Huh. Very interesting. We'll start with the stats and awards right now. 22nd in offensive yards. Anthony Richardson is not doing the trick. 14th in defensive yards. Okay. Almost 1,500 yards, 9 TDs and 10 interceptions. He has more interceptions on the season than touchdowns. Bijan has 635 and 3 TDs, as expected. Traylon Burks has 382 yards and 3 TDs. T. Higgins has 346 and 1. Defense, Miles Jack has the most tackles and the most TFLs with 6. Jeffrey Simmons was 6. Ed Oliver was 6. And Clowney with 5. Jeffrey Simmons has 5.5 sacks. Ed Oliver has 5.5 sacks. Clowney has 5.5 sacks. It's just copying everybody. Miles Jack has 1 interception, and so does the entire cornerback room. So, very interesting outcome we're having here. To be honest with you, I don't have any of my picks for this year. I only have my first round pick, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, I only have my first round pick, 5th and 6th, so... Ooh, I mean, we don't necessarily need a bunch of different players. I think we have the cap space, if anything, for this offseason. I haven't been spending too much in terms of overdoing it on the cap. I think we had 30 mil by the end of last free agency. So we'll take a look at the roster, see how everything looks right now. And Anthony Richardson is still a 75 overall. That's probably somebody that we're going to have to move on from. I know it's been only 2 years, but he's not doing well. Sanborn is a 74. On the defensive side, Gaines still hasn't gotten his development trait, but the defense still looks solid. It still looks solid. Can't really do much right now. We could change the schemes up and maybe the playbook. Maybe that's the issue because, yeah, I'll change things up and then I'll see you at the end of the season. Actually, I almost forgot. Players ready to negotiate, and Kevin Byard is here. He wants a 3-year deal. I don't know if I'm willing to do all that. You're 31, so that means it would go to year 34. Could you take a team-friendly deal? While this team aligns with my interests, this offer certainly doesn't. I tried. I definitely tried to finesse him. I'm just not confident about that 34-year-old year. Chidobe Awuzie was on a 1-year deal. I think I'm going to wait on that too. Ryan Stonehouse I would want to keep as my punter. A 2-year deal makes it easy. Just keep the punter, keep the special teams. Don't worry about anything else. Caleb Farley has not developed at all on our team, but he is 25, 75 overall. Maybe we can give Caleb Farley his contract. It's just kind of skeptical. 2-year deal is fine with me. Yeah, we'll give him a 2-year deal. I think we're going to have to worry about Kevin Byard in the offseason just because I don't know how much he's going to regress this season. Maybe that gives him a little bit of a push in terms of developing. We'll take a look at the mock draft as well before we simulate. QB is the top pick in the draft. And they have us at the 7th pick taking a left tackle. I don't know about all that. Another QB as an improviser who's a top 5 projection. They have him dropping further than us. Don't know why. I feel like I would take him before anybody else does if he's at the position that I'm at. His physicals don't seem like they're going to be great, but his skills look pretty good. Just depends. Just depends how the season ends. I have confidence in this team to pick it up from this Week 8 game against the Jacksonville Jaguars, a division matchup. So hopefully we can pick it up and hopefully we can make the playoffs. And we actually ended up doing even worse. 5-12. Might have to move on from Anthony Richardson. We don't have the, 76 overall. Maybe this is just an off year. Bijan's up to an 87. Our line looks good. Gaines is an X factor. Ooh, that defensive line is going to be insane. That defensive line is going to be crazy. I really want to get Byard back. I really do. I really do. I think we have to focus on the defense this offseason in terms of free agency. We'll take a look at the stats. I'm pretty confident with how our season's going to go next year, especially now that we went 5-12. 32nd in offensive yards, probably because of Anthony Richardson. 6th in defensive, yeah. 3,200 yards, 15 TDs, and 19 interceptions. You might have lost your chance, Anthony Richardson. 1,300 yards and 11 TDs for Bijan. Receiving, Treylon Burks has 883 and 4 TDs. T. Higgins has 680 and 1 TD. Defense, Miles Jack has the most tackles on the team. Ed Oliver has 14 TFLs. Clowney has 13, and Jeffrey Simmons has 12. Jeffrey Simmons has 12 sacks. Clowney has 9.5, and Oliver has 7. And interceptions, McCreary has 4. Byard has 3. Jack has 2, and Fulton has 2. Okay, so we have some things to handle in the offseason, mainly Byard being a free agent. So hopefully we'll be able to do something about it. I think we should have at least a top 5 pick, so we got some decisions to make. And the Jaguars moved to the Super Bowl and beat the Falcons 42-31. Wow, the Cowboys are just showing up, but not showing up to the Super Bowl. Mike McCarthy has gotten Coach of the Year every season, so Bo Williams at quarterback. Okay, so now we have 82 million in cap, so we have a lot more space than we assumed we would. So we're gonna simulate forward. Maybe somebody retire. Maybe. Why did we have so much cap space now and not before? No, nobody retired. We just got some extra cap space, so that makes me a little bit more comfortable in signing Kevin Byard for the future. I mean, he's probably gonna regress a little bit, and he did, but he's back up to superstar. I wouldn't mind giving you a player-friendly deal now, or a 3-year deal specifically, because your interest level went down. But we need a free safety. Ooh, he's 32 now. What if I do a 2-year deal for this? I'll do a 2-year deal with this money. Excited to sign such a great offer. Yeah, because I don't know about age 35. I'm not going to lie. I can't do it. 67 million in cap space, and I'm pretty confident letting all these people walk right now. Chidobe's going to have to go. He's down to an 84. Not re-signing that. We're going to go into free agency, hopefully finding everything that we need. Oh, Devontae Smith is a superstar X Factor. All right, and after the first stage of free agency, I had to give my shot at Devontae Smith. Had to. A 93 overall superstar X Factor. Loved him coming out of college. A hell of a route runner, 26 years old. Hassan Reddick is the next man on the board. 30 years old, but he seems to still be doing well. So we're going to try to sign him to the team. And Greg Newsome at cornerback. All very big hitters. And if we're able to get all of them, that'll be very solid for us. Evaluate these. And only Devontae Smith comes to the team. Hassan and Greg Newsome both went to other teams, the Saints and the Jets. Wow. I mean, we got the biggest hitter on the market, but I think that's going to be it. I can't see any other signing that I could make that would be worthwhile. Also, 41 mil. I think our rookie contracts are about to be up, and we have to be able to sign them. Devontae Smith is a great addition to the team. The only addition to the team. But I wish that we could have at least got one or the other with Hassan Reddick or Greg Newsome. But we got to pick correctly in the draft. I am planning to take a QB. Depends on where I am in the draft. We went 5-12, so I wouldn't imagine that we're too far down. We're the 3rd pick, so we could get a QB. I want to take Will Barton. I've liked him since I saw him towards the midseason mark. Glenn Sari looks good, but he has C medium accuracy. But he has better physicals than Will Barton. He does have better physicals than him. Actually, not that much different. Not that much different. I am comfortable taking Will Barton. I try to give Anthony Richardson his shot. He was developing well for a while, but I think that his contract is about to be up, and I'm not going to be signing him again. So we're going to go ahead and simulate to the draft and hopefully be able to get one of those QBs. We're not going to be able to do much more than that, though. And here we are at the start of the draft. The Saints, who got Hassan Reddick this free agency, they go ahead and take Will Barton. The man I was expecting to get at the 3rd pick. I had to figure out how to get up. I had to figure out how to get up right now. There's no way I'm going to go into the season without a QB. Very scumbag way of going about it, but I have to do it. I have to do it. Wait. I'm not too confident. I'm not too confident because C medium accuracy is very, very skeptical. Maybe we do go another year with Anthony Richardson. Ooh. We could go right tackle. We could go right tackle. It's been a need. It's been a need for a while. Ooh, deep pass block power. Is he agile? He is agile. It seems like we're going to have to go with another year. Another year of Anthony Richardson. I mean, he gets another chance. Maybe he was just in a slump. I just don't know how much I like C medium accuracy. Do I take the chance? Do I move up? You know what? I'm going to let the draft fall as it is. If they take the QB, then they take the QB. And they take Max Johnson, who isn't even a left tackle that I saw up on the board. What? Wait, then now why am I going to take Glenn Seary? I mean, we have 85% of him figured out, so hold on. He has A break sack, A short accuracy, C medium accuracy, B deep, A throw on the run, B spin move, B awareness. Do we take a chance on this man? Improviser, elite strength, elite acceleration. It's tough. It's tough because we could go right tackle right now. And this man looks like a guaranteed tackle of the future for us. Oh my gosh, do I take the chance? Do I let Anthony Richardson have another year? Right outside linebacker isn't really a position of need, even though it would be great to have one, but he doesn't look like he has the best physicals in the world. He has A power moves, A pursuit, and A awareness. Oh my gosh. I'm going to see if I can move down one spot. See if I can get something for it. If they still end up not taking the QB, then I'll take him. But there it is. The Jets trading 2 4th-round picks with their 1st-round pick to move up one spot. Yeah, I think I'm going to take it. I'm going to take the 4th-round picks. Moving down one spot. The Jets are on the board. See if they end up taking him. And they do. They do. It's okay. I wasn't 100% sure. I didn't feel confident about it. I'm going to take the right tackle. I'm going to build around the team right now. Hopefully he ends up being good. He seems like he's going to be very good for our team right now. A pass block finesse and B run block. I'm sure that his finesse is going to be great for run block. Hugh. Oh my gosh, you got to be kidding me. Oh no. Oh no. Normal development. 89 strength, 85 acceleration. Oh, that's heartbreaking. Marcus Maggie. Zone out of Mississippi Valley State. Looks pretty good. Skills look decent. It's a 4th-round pick. Free safety. I'm going to take a chance on him. Hidden development. Jeez, this is not our draft. I think we're just going to move on. And at the start of the season, after an unfortunate offseason, Gallion is a 76 overall. So he's not bad. Just Anthony Richardson. I wish I would have taken that QB. I wasn't sure. He dropped past the other one that was supposed to go behind him. So it made me skeptical about it. But on the defensive side, everything looks solid still. Everything looks solid. I had a chance to take a right outside linebacker. I didn't take it. It's all right. I'll roll with the punches. Can't always have a perfect offseason. We're going to simulate to the midseason mark and hopefully be competent. And at the midseason mark, we are 3-3. So exactly 500. We'll go down with the list as it is right now. Players ready to negotiate. Amani Hooker at 27 years old and 82 overall. Nate Davis is up for a contract. So is Traylon Burks. Oh, I'm not sure if I want to sign any of those guys. Except maybe Traylon. 67 mil. I'm trying to be prepared for the year that Bijan is off his rookie contract. Because once that man is off his rookie contract, he's going to want some money. And I think that's going to be this upcoming year, to be honest with you. I think the only person that I'm going to try to re-sign is Traylon Burks. I'm going to give him a neutral deal, though. I'm not doing anything crazy. Any future deals needs to account for his interest. I could care less. Nate Davis, 28 years old, 79 overall. Also neutral. Could find a better team in free agency. Well, I hope you do. Amani Hooker, neutral deal just to give it a shot. Need a bigger offer to overcome the team not being a fit. That's fine. I'm just risking it right now. Hopefully we end up turning it around at the end of the season, but we'll look at the rosters, see how everybody's looking at the moment. Anthony Richardson has to go. Anthony Richardson has to go. We have to lose the rest of the games because I am done with Anthony Richardson on this team. Sanborn, 78 overall. Bijan keeps developing. Defense. Gaines is still a superstar X factor. Everybody's still solid. I mean, our cornerbacks could be better. It's a very young group. Yeah. Oh, Maggie was a 65 overall, by the way, so it was a bust. But, strong safety might be a position that we need to look for in free agency. I don't necessarily want to overpay Amani Hooker, but you never know. You never know what the upcoming free agency. 31st in offensive yards. That's just disappointing. That's just extremely disappointing. And 13th in defensive. 1,300 yards, 13 TDs, and 4 interceptions. At least he stopped throwing so many picks. Bijan has 424 and 3 TDs. Receiving, Traylon Burks has 332 and 4 TDs. Devontae Smith has 320 and 5 TDs. And everybody else is doing pretty well as I skip over defense. Miles Jack has the most tackles. TFLs, Jeffrey Simmons has 7, Jack has 6, and Oliver has 5. Sacks, Oliver has 3, just Simmons has 2.5, and Jack has 1. Interceptions, Jack has 2, Edwards has 1, and the cornerback room has 1 as well, or everybody has 1. Can't really look at the draft. I mean, we can look and see if QB is a strong position in this one as well. I would hope so. Does not seem like it. Chris Sherwood seems like the best one in this one. Field general. Doesn't seem like he can get out the pocket much. That medium accuracy has to be shown by the end of the season because A to C is a very wide range for a QB at this point. Maybe we sign one. I just don't want to overpay. I don't want to overpay. That contract is going to be a little bit too much if it's a QB. I don't know. We're going to have to see how the season ends. We're 3-3, perfectly 500. It can go either way. It can go either way. We'll just have to see how they finish it off. And at the end of the season, we go 10-7 and winning the division. Did Anthony Richardson turn it around? I hope he did, because if he didn't, then we might be screwed. 78 overall. There you go. Bijan is up to a 90. He just keeps going up. And the defense is still looking solid. Very nice. Very nice. Our young team, this really isn't a lot of free agency signings. I mean, there's some key pieces like Devontae Smith and T. Higgins. 29th in offensive yards, though. Ouch. 11th in defensive. How did we get here? 3,400 yards, 27 TDs, and 13 interceptions. Bijan has 1,209 TDs. Anthony Richardson has 7 TDs. Receiving, Devontae Smith has 870 with 8 TDs. Sanborn has 789 with 6 TDs. Defense, Edwards has the most tackles. Ed Oliver had 15 TFLs, so did Simmons, and Gaines had 11 with Landry having 10. Sacks, Simmons had 10. Ed Oliver had 8, and Gaines had 3.5. Interceptions, Fulton had 3. I think we signed him like the offseason before this last one. Jack had 2, McCurry had 2, and Levi Thomas had 2. The one that we weren't too sure about in the cornerback room. Very, very interesting that we were able to turn it around or just get a better pace. 10-7, that means we went 7-4 after the midseason mark. We just have to see if we can beat the Ravens. We're actually using their offensive playbook because I tried to fit Anthony Richardson's play scheme more, but, you know, we'll have to see if we're able to beat them, though. And the Ravens start off with the ball, almost starting off hot, but not hot enough, as we have to punt it back to them once again, and they're able to go downfield and get a field goal. It seems like our offense is not awake right now, but we get the ball back with pretty good range and get a field goal 3-3. It's a tie game, and our defense is really helping us stay in this right now. And we get our first touchdown of the day, 10-3. We make them punt it again, but it doesn't matter because that was the end of the half. Bijan has to be able to show up, but Anthony Richardson throws a pick to Marlon Humphrey. And they immediately get a touchdown with Bo Williams. They moved on from Lamar. The Titans are going downfield right now, though. 2nd and 20, 3rd and 18, 4th and 12, just getting into field goal range, getting the 13-10 lead. And they are going to be able to go downfield and get another touchdown. It is the 4th quarter, and we were not able to score. They seem like they're trying to get another touchdown, and they do just that. They are up by 11. 4th and 7, and we don't get enough yards to get the first. And they're going to run out the clock and win the game in the wild card round. Oh, my gosh. We have to move on from Anthony Richardson. I don't think it's a question anymore. And at the end of the 2025 season, the Falcons make it to the Super Bowl again, but lose again to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs. None of our players got any awards. Josh Allen wins MVP. We got some moves to make, but we have $90 million to do so. So hopefully we're able to do something this offseason. I think I'm going to let all these people walk. I think I am, just because we need a new lineup. We need a new lineup. I don't think I'm going to sign Amani Hooker. Traylon Burks, I tried to sign Roger McCreary. He's been our CB4 for a while now. Nate Davis, though, I would like to keep a lineman, because having to worry about linemen in free agency sucks. We keep him for another 2 years. Traylon Burks, not somebody that I'm too convinced on. I'll give him a 2-year deal as well. Yeah, I basically am just going to the player friendly and then knocking it down a year. Not trying to have him here for too long. Probably should have done that for Roger McCreary. But we have $79 million left now. Malik Willis is officially on his way out because I'm not keeping him on the team. Hassan Haskins, 26 years old. Not convinced on him either. So we're going to go into free agency. We're going to go into free agency and hope that there's some good prospects for us. We need to fill in some positions right now. Only trying to go after 3 players right now. Jordan Davis was there, and I wanted to take my shot at him because we can possibly switch up the scheme and maybe get some value out of one of our middle linebackers. Andrew Booth Jr. at the cornerback position had a lot of interest in coming to the team, so I gave him a contract. Chuck Clark at strong safety just to fill in that position. I'm planning to possibly move up in the draft in terms of trying to get a QB and then hopefully be able to get a strong safety after that. But these are the 3 players for right now. I'm going to go ahead and evaluate their offers. Hopefully they all end up deciding to come here. And Andrew Booth goes to the Cowboys. That hurts. That one hurts. So we got Jordan Davis and Chuck Clark, both players that we did need in a way, but not needed a little. Wow, not needed enough. I think that's gonna be it. We can't really do much with the money that we have. 65.9. We have some rookie contracts ending soon, meaning Bijan. Devontae Smith is down to superstar. Wide receiver room is fine with Traylon Burks there. Right guard, wait, did we lose our center? Oh, we might have to get a center in the draft. So my plan was, since we got Jordan Davis, we were going to run a 4-3, have a more defensive line scheme, and then possibly pack up Miles Jack or TJ Edwards for a pick or a player. Ooh, Kevin Byard is down to an 85. Oh man, okay. All right, we have some big decisions to make. Sanborn, wasn't he? No, he wasn't an 85. He's up to an 81. We got to see how we can move up in the draft. All right, we are packing up a second-round pick next year and a fourth and a fifth this year for the 31st pick in the draft. I have a bit of a plan. I know I keep saying that I want to move on from Anthony Richardson, but with the safeties, how they look right now, I can't really do that. I can't do that when he's already a secure position for right now. I know that his contract is probably about to be up, but there's some positions right now that are very good in this draft that I have my eye on, and it's a strong safety and a free safety. They're both supposed to go at the end of the first, and it is Max Burks and Lamar McMichael. Hopefully, I'm basically banking on the fact of one of these centers dropping to the second round or third round at some point. That's what I'm hoping for, because any of these centers would be great for me. I like all of them. I like all of them to get on the team, but I need to figure out the rest of the team before I'm worried about the QB position. There's literally only one that's worth drafting in this one, and it's a top 5 pick. And I'm not trying to trade as much as it probably needs me to for the top 5. So we're going to simulate to the draft and hopefully get the players that we need. Ooh, Austin Melvin, one of the centers that we wanted, ended up going the pick before us. But that's not who we were trying to get at this position. We were trying to get Max Burks because Lamar McMichael is supposed to be there at the end of the first. So hopefully he is Max Burks hybrid at USF, 5'11", 212. Physicals look good. The reason why I'm getting a free safety right now is because Byard is regressing, and I'm not trying to wait for his demise for me to then get a free safety. Max Burks looks good overall. Hopefully he is. Hidden development, 89 speed, 86 jumping, 87 change direction, 90 agility, and 88 acceleration. That's going to be good for us. That's definitely going to be good for us. I'm hoping that this strong safety hits as hard as he does so we can be set for the future. Oh, he got taken. He got taken. This one's still good, but I'm not... I'm not going to draft him right here at the first round. Colin Cooper was another man that we were going to look at. Has some good physicals, but his stats are what stands out to me. Colin Cooper at the center position. We need a center. Power, hidden development, 88 strength, 80 acceleration. Can't always depend on the physicals, so I'm glad that that ended up panning out. Center out of Alabama. All right, we are packing up 2 6-round picks and our second-round pick to move up in the second round. I want to be able to get this strong safety where I can get him. And I was at the 22nd pick in the second round, which basically would screw me in that case. Round 2 to 3, hopefully he still is here. And he is. Emmanuel Monroe looks solid. We already kind of looked at him before. 5'11", zone out of California. Hidden development, 87 speed, 90 jumping, 85 change of direction, 92 agility, and 88 acceleration. Very solid. Very solid. I needed that. I needed him to be good, and now we can worry about the third round and possibly getting a cornerback. The cornerbacks aren't super crazy in this draft, but I'm going to give my shot at B.J. Moulton. D-man coverage looks more like a zone. Yeah, out of Oklahoma, 5'11", 201. I'm going to give my shot at him. Hidden development, 89 speed, 89 jumping, 87 change of direction, 86 agility, and 90 acceleration. It's exactly what I needed. That's exactly what I needed to be able to be good in this draft. This left outside linebacker looks pretty good. He does look pretty good. He's a speed rusher. His projections speak a lot higher than... He has A to C tackle, A to C zone coverage, B to D block shedding out of Eastern Washington. We could take a chance on him. It's just there's not a lot of other options at this position here. Yeah, I think we're going to end up taking a shot on that outside linebacker. Can't have too much depth at the outside linebacker position. Hidden development. Oh my gosh, I'm on fire. 82 speed, 80 jumping, 76 change of direction, 80 agility, and 91 acceleration. What a draft. What a draft. I think that's going to do it for this draft, to be honest with you. Yeah, the next pick is a 7th round pick. I'll go ahead and simulate. And at the start of the regular season, Anthony Richardson is still a 78 overall. The offense looks good. Cooper is a 77 overall hidden development player. Wow. Defense. Monroe is a 75, and so is Burks. They're going to develop behind their respective starters for right now. I'm not too concerned. Forden was a 62 overall. That's unfortunate. That is definitely unfortunate. Maybe we switch schemes right now. If I do end up trading anybody, you'll see it. But if not, I'll see you at the midseason mark. All right, we are packing up TJ Edwards, our starting middle linebacker, but he is on the last year of his contract. A 3rd round pick next year and a 5th round pick next year for Devin Witherspoon to come to the team. Our cornerback room has been pretty scarce. I'm sure that Devin Witherspoon's on the last year of his contract, but I'm planning to be spending big on re-signing our players this offseason because a lot of our rookies are going to be up on their contract this offseason. So we're going to go ahead and simulate to the end of the season after we take a look at our defense right now, because I think Miles Jack is going to be starting. He does have 2 years left on his deal. Yeah, I'm pretty set with this team. I like how it looks right now. Running 4-3 because we got Jordan Davis and Ed Oliver down there, and Miles Jack is going to run that middle linebacker 1. So we will simulate to the midseason mark, hopefully being competitive. And at the midseason mark, we are 5-1. Wow, it seems like a better offense does a lot more than a worse defense. Anthony Richardson is a 79 overall. Bijan's up to a 93. Everything looks good on the offensive side. The defensive side also looks pretty solid with Devin Witherspoon being our CB1. Burks is a star development free safety, and Monroe's going up pretty quick, so maybe he has superstar. We're going to go ahead and look at the stats and awards, though. Maybe depth is what gets us the wins. 29th in offensive yards. Jeez. I mean, wow. 2nd in defensive. It's definitely our defense helping us. 1,000 yards, 9 TDs, and 2 interceptions for Anthony Richardson. Bijan has 729 and 8 TDs at the midseason mark. Sanborn has the most receiving yards with 263 and 2 TDs, and Devontae Smith has 223 and 2 TDs. Defense, Miles Jack has the most tackles, of course. Gaines has 11 TFLs, Oliver has 8, and Jeffrey Simmons has 4. Ed Oliver has 4 sacks, Simmons has 2.5, and Gaines has 2. Interceptions, Chuck Clark has 1, Harold Landry has 1, Monroe has 1, and Devin Witherspoon has 1. So, now, we have to look at who's ready to negotiate and see who's going to be up on their contract this offseason. $113 million, but you see who is going to be here this offseason in terms of contracts. They want me to sign Anthony Richardson for $63.8 million. $99 million total on Anthony Richardson. That's not happening. I can promise you that's not happening. Nolan Smith at left outside linebacker would be great to keep. Matthew Bergeron. A lot of tough choices, but I think, well, when I'm able to negotiate with them, I'm going to give them the contract that they want. The 2 players that I really want to keep, or 3 because I want to keep Ryan Stonehouse too, is Bijan and Devin Witherspoon. I want to keep Devin Witherspoon on the team. It's good to have a good CB1 of the future. Wow. And a very player-friendly deal till he's 31, exactly the offer that he wants. I want to lock down my CB1. And Bijan is 23 years old. And we're giving him a player-friendly deal too. Up until the age of 30, I don't expect him to regress at any point. Both of our young players are going to be back on the team. Probably should have went Devin Witherspoon instead of Anthony Richardson, but hindsight is 2020. Ryan Stonehouse, 3-year deal. Keep him on the team. Keep our punter on the team. $86 million left. I don't plan on signing Kevin Byard or Harold Landry, both very old. Christian Fulton is not getting younger either. Anthony Richardson, unless you do something drastic this season, you're not coming back on the team. Nolan Smith, left outside linebacker. It would be good to keep him, but he hasn't developed anymore. So $86 million, probably what we're going to be going into free agency with, because I'm going to test my luck on getting those players back. I want to see if any of the QBs are at the top of the draft. Left end. There is a QB, Landon Patterson. Looks pretty good. He's a top 5 prospect or projection. 6'1" out of Texas Tech. His physicals don't look like they're going to be great, but he can have some good stats if it ends up panning out for him. It would be solid. It would be solid if we are able to get a QB in this one. It seems like the same situation as last year, that there's one really good QB and then the rest are just kind of eh. Maybe we sign one in the offseason, to be honest with you. I mean, if we're not able to win a Super Bowl this year, definitely have to move on from Anthony Richardson. That's for sure, but we're going to simulate to the end of the season and hopefully be able to get to the playoffs. We went 10-7, but missed the playoffs. So we went 5-5 after the midseason mark. We went 500 and missed the playoffs completely. Oh my gosh, 26 in offensive yards. Anthony Richardson, you're done. You're done. 10th in defensive yards. Oh my gosh, 3,100 yards, 24 TDs, and 7 interceptions. Bijan had 1,518 TDs. I'm glad I re-signed him when I did. Devontae Smith had the most receiving yards with 825 and 10 TDs, 681 and 6 TDs for T. Higgins. Defense, Miles Jack had the most tackles. Gaines had 22 TFLs. Oliver had 17 and Simmons had 16. Simmons had 9.5 sacks. Oliver had 8 and Gaines had 6. Interceptions, Witherspoon had 4. Jack had 1. Monroe had 1. And Landry had 1. Oh my goodness. We did not have a good finish to the season. I mean, we won 10-7, but it wasn't good enough to make the playoffs, I guess. So we're going to simulate to the offseason and see what we're able to do, I guess. And at the end of the 2026 season, the Chiefs lose to the Panthers in the Super Bowl, and Chris Sherwood from last year's draft takes them to the Super Bowl and beats Patrick Mahomes. Chris Sherwood could be the next Patrick Mahomes with the way he beat him by 21 points. I am bumfounded. Jonathan Taylor is on the Panthers and won Offensive Player of the Year. Oh my gosh, they just had an insane season. But we have 113 million cap. Did somebody retire? No, nobody retired. So 113 mil. I don't mind that at all. I mean, hopefully this is a deep free agency class because I don't plan on signing any of these guys. Maybe Fulton. Maybe Fulton on a 1-year deal. I'll take a 1-year deal for Fulton. Okay, never mind. He thinks free agency will do him better. So you can go screw yourself. Nolan Smith. Oh, Bergeron. Yeah, I want to keep you on the team. Left guard. Think free agency will be better for me in the long run. Oh, Jake Moody, please. Please don't leave me. Please don't leave me. Okay, perfect. So we get Jake Moody for another 2 years. Nolan Smith. I'm still a little hesitant on him. I don't think I'm going to be able to sign him. Xavier Hutchinson didn't end up panning out like I thought he would. Caleb Farley, if you take this, then I'll be happy. Yep. All right, so we keep Caleb Farley, 107 million cap. Fulton was the only one that I really wanted to maybe keep. Dang, that takes so much away from my cap. Yeah, no. Anthony Richardson, you're gone. You're gone. I'm not dealing with you anymore. I've dealt with your 4 years, 5 years, 4 years of your contract, and you can go find another team to play for because I'm not signing you. All right, well, hopefully a lot of these players are still going to be here by the time I'm finished, but Aiden Hutchinson, man that I want to get on the team very badly. We're competing with 3 other teams, though. Dalton Kincaid, competing with the Packers. Jordan Addison would be a great wide receiver 3 for us. BJ Ojolari. And Catrell Clark at Superstar. A lot of the rookies from our year that we started are here, so I'm probably going to adjust some of these contracts to really be able to secure them. We'll see. We'll see. I'll be back when I evaluate the trades. I tried to change their offers up. It didn't really do much because they don't really want to come to the team. I'm going to give my shot. I'm going to evaluate them. Everybody decided. Aiden Hutchinson. Damn, Dalton Kincaid went to the Packers. Oh, I needed the tight end. Okay, well, Aiden Hutchinson and BJ Ojolari and Clark come to the team. We need a BJ just because Harold Landry was on his way out. Hutchinson, now that puts me in a position that I probably need to be trading Jeffrey Simmons because Jeffrey Simmons is getting older. Tight end, man. Oh, he's 34 though. Am I really gonna sign a 34-year-old tight end in Darren Waller? Am I really that desperate? No, I'm not. That sucks. I really wanted to get Dalton. I honestly wanted to get Dalton more than Aiden Hutchinson, but we're gonna evaluate Jordan Addison. Actually, I think there are some players that I still wanted to get. Oh my gosh, I forgot to sign Bergeron. Oh my gosh, I forgot to sign him. Oh no, 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 no. I wanted to keep him. All right, well, not the best free agency possible. I mean, it's difficult. Dang, Byard is down to an 80. Strong safety. I'm confident with what I have right now. Right outside linebacker, I got BJ. Nolan Smith. Oh, I kept forgetting. Oh, I was hoping Kalijah Cansey was going to still be here, but... Well, I guess we can move Aiden Hutchinson to left outside linebacker. Maybe. Hopefully that doesn't affect him too much, but I think that's what we're going to need him to do. Spencer at fullback, Hennessy at left guard because we let Bergeron walk without even thinking about it. Jordan Addison ends up deciding and ends up coming to the team, so that's a big signing for us. I needed that. And so did the fullback. So we're doing pretty well right now. I think I might have to move Aiden Hutchinson back to his... I think he played it in college. I think he played left outside linebacker. But I also have to figure out how I'm going to get a QB. All right. We are trading our 18th pick, a second-round pick next year, and a fourth-round pick this year for the third overall pick. I want to get this QB so badly that I'm about to scumbag my way into the first overall pick because I just thought about it as I was saying it. I'm gonna trade the third pick and a 7th round pick to move up 2 spots just because I really do want to get this quarterback. I really feel like that's the only way that we're going to be able to be successful this year. Oh my gosh, Madden. All right, 7th round pick, 3rd pick, and for the first overall pick. Had to do it. Had to scumbag my way to it, but it is what it is. It is what it is. I have a 1st and a 3rd round pick right now. Planning to take Landon Patterson at the 1st overall pick and then get a left guard later on. We moved Aiden Hutchinson to the left outside linebacker position. I think he's going to be fine there. We really had no other choice to because I was expecting to have to trade Jeffrey Simmons, but I forgot to re-sign Nolan Smith. So Aiden Hutchinson's going to play left outside linebacker. I'm almost certain that's what he played his first year, but off the top of my head, I'm not 100% sure. Offense looks great. Just need a QB and a guard, and I think we're going to be Super Bowl contenders. So we're going to simulate to the draft and hopefully get all the positions that we need, meaning left guard and QB. All right, we're going to hop into the NFL draft where we have the #1 overall pick, and we are going to be taking our QB of the future once again. It's not easy. It's not easy finding a QB, but I think we found it with Landon Patterson. Field general, 6'1" out of Texas Tech. Physicals look solid, but for a field general, they look good enough. A, short accuracy. A, medium accuracy. B, deep. B, play action. A, under pressure. A, awareness. C, throw on the run. Hidden development, 91 throw power, 80 acceleration, 79 agility, and 79 change of direction. Just need him to come in and be a pivotal piece for our offense because all we need now is a guard and we're going to be set. All right, let's go ahead and see if our guard is here after all. And Boyles is here, or Broyles is here. Agile, Florida, solid, very solid, normal development. Damn. Okay, well, we drafted him nonetheless, so we took the guard that we needed. We'll see how the CPU ends up. putting them in the starting lineup, but that's really about it for me. All right, and at the start of the season, Patterson is a 73 overall. He has the weapons. He has the weapons. He has to be able to develop. There's no other way for it. Our offensive line, oh, we did sign Hennessy, so we had a safe option just in case we weren't able to get a good one. Our defense looks solid. Aiden Hutchinson at left outside linebacker, Gaines at left end, Simmons at right end. I mean, you don't get much better of a defense than this, to be honest with you. I mean, hopefully Burks and Monroe develop, but we're an 87 overall right now. The schemes are fitting as much as they can, so hopefully we can be competitive going into the midseason mark and going into the playoffs. All right, well, I've been here for so long that my eyes started to feel drained, so I had to put my glasses on. 5-2. We started like that before, so I'm not gonna get too hype about it. I'll just line up, go ahead and see how this team looks. Patterson is up to a 79 overall already, but he's star development. I mean, he has the weapons, so I wouldn't expect him to not be doing well. Defense looks about the same. Really nothing has changed on the statistics side or the, wow, first in offensive yards. Okay. And fourth in defensive. Yeah, that'll do it. 2,100 yards, 15 TDs, and 5 interceptions for our rookie. 589 yards and 6 TDs for Bijan. Kind of slowing down. Devontae Smith has 644 and 6 TDs. T. Higgins has 485 and 2. And Sanborn has 480 and 2. Defense, Miles Jack has the most tackles. Hutchinson has 5 TFLs. Gaines has 5. Oliver has 5. And sacks, Simmons has 7.5. Hutchins has 6. Gaines has 4.5. And Oliver has 3. Interceptions, Burks has 2, Jack has 1, Monroe has 1, and so does Devin Witherspoon. Okay, so, I'm just hoping. I'm hoping that we end up doing well, because right now, Ed Oliver is going to be up on his contract, and he's 29 years old. Yeah. Landry Gaines. Go ahead and take this contract real quick. Thank you. Because I'm not letting you walk whatsoever. Everybody else is kind of borderline, to be honest with you. Chad Sanborn has not been great for us. It's going to be difficult. It's going to be difficult, but I have to risk it. I have to risk it and see how the team does for the rest of the season, and hopefully we are able to make the playoffs. All right, and we did make the playoffs as the top of the division, 11-6. Facing the New York Jets, but we're going to see how the QB is doing now after that whole season, and he is an 83 overall with morale. Oh my gosh, he's having a great progression. Defense still looks about the same, so nothing to go crazy about on the defensive side. Stats, though, I'm assuming that they're pretty good if we're 11-6, I think it was, 6th in offensive yards, and our defense is 4th. Yeah, we're just doing well right now. Almost 5,000 yards, 41 TDs, and 13 interceptions for the rookie quarterback. Bijan had 1,212 TDs. That's just insane. Devontae Smith had almost 1,500 yards and 15 TDs on the season. Sanborn had 1,100 with 8 TDs. Oh, man. And T. Higgins had 1,000 as well. Miles Jack had the most tackles. Gaines had the most TFLs with 12. Ojolari had 11, and Ed Oliver had 8. Simmons had 10 sacks. Oliver had 9. Gaines had 8. And interceptions, Miles Jack had 3. Devin Witherspoon had 3. And Max Burks had 3 as well. Okay, well, guess we just have to go into this game hoping that we're able to beat the 9-8 New York Jets, who still have Quentin Williams on the team, who's actually going through some contract disputes in real life. And the Titans do start off with the ball and start off hot. 1st and 10 in the red zone. 2nd and goal, and we get the first touchdown of the day. We make them punt it on their first drive, but then we punt it right back, and they're able to go downfield and tie up the game. 7-7, but we need to be able to get some points up on the board. 3rd and 13, and a big reception by Devontae Smith gets us a touchdown. 14-7, and they're slowly going downfield and get a field goal. 14-10 right now. We're almost in the red zone, and we do get in there. First and goal, second and goal, third and goal, and we get the touchdown 21-10 with 40 seconds left on the clock, and we end up getting the pick six, 28-10 again. Oh, sorry's on the Jets. Oh, this is a revenge game, really. 28-10. 3rd and 16, 4th and 5, and they punt it back to us. We can really just run out the clock, but we don't want to do that. We want to blow them out. 35-10 with another reception. We get the ball back. We're trying to run the ball as much as possible. They get the ball back down by 25 and end up getting a touchdown to lessen the lead with 30 seconds left in the third. We have a chance to really put the dagger in them, and that's exactly what we do. 42-17. I don't expect them to do anything. We're just blowing them out right now. And we are going to end up winning this game by 29 points. Wow. Oh my gosh. We blew them out. Blew them out the water. Now we can move on to the divisional and hopefully keep this pace going. And now we face the Oakland Raiders in the divisional round, 12-5. They have Josh Jacobs as a 99 overall on their team. It's going to be a difficult one, but I think we can come out on top. And we do start off with the ball once again. Off to a hot start. 7-0. The Raiders not able to do anything, and they missed a 59-yard field goal. And we get a reception by Devontae Smith again for a 51-yard touchdown. And the Raiders are trying to get something going. And they do end up getting the touchdown. We punt it back to them. 3rd and 9, 4th and 6. They have to punt it to us because they're in a sticky situation if they try to go for it there. 21-7 with Devontae Smith getting another touchdown. A penalty on them, but we still take the field goal regardless. They go downfield and get another touchdown to lessen the lead back to 7 points. 4th and 19, and we have to punt it to them with 40 seconds left on the clock. They get into field goal range. They're getting into touchdown range and end up only taking the field goal. 4-point lead before the half, and they get the ball first. But it doesn't matter because we make them punt it. 3rd and 4, 1st and 10. We're getting into the red zone, and we end up getting another touchdown, 28-17. And we have a chance here to seal the game, but not able to. We still only have a single-digit lead in the fourth quarter, 28-23. 2nd and 5. We get the touchdown once again with T. Higgins, 35-23, and they get locked up and can't even do anything on 4th down. Deshaun Watson is the Raiders QB now, and a penalty knocks us forward to the 3-yard line. And we get another touchdown with our backup halfback, 42-23, and that's basically going to be over. It's over. It's over. 49-23 is the final score of the game, and the Titans move on to the AFC Conference Championship. And in the AFC Conference Championship, we have to face the 13-4 Bengals, who we took their wide receiver from, their wide receiver 2. And hopefully that's enough to give them a weakness because they are pretty low overall now. We got to win this to move on to the Super Bowl. And we start off with the ball once again. We're trying to start off the same way we have these last two games, 7-0. The Bengals also start with the touchdown, but it is back and forth offense right now. 14-14. We get another touchdown, 24-14. It is 21-17. We finally stopped them a bit. 3rd and 9, 4th and 9, but they end up getting the ball back, and they're going to go downfield and get another touchdown. 24-21 with a minute left in the half, and we are able to go downfield and get another touchdown, 28-24 with 10 seconds left in the second, and they're just going to run it out because they get the ball first. They almost weren't able to convert on 3rd down, but end up getting the touchdown regardless. 31-28, we convert on 3rd down. We are getting into the red zone, but are not able to. We tie up the game with the field goal, 31-31. They punt it back to us. We have a chance to take a lead right here, 38-31. Okay, start of the fourth quarter. They punt it back to us. We can run out the clock right here. We go for it on 4th and 1. Securing a touchdown by Devontae Smith. A 14-point lead, 45-31. They go downfield and get another touchdown. They stop us on defense with 2 minutes left in the quarter. They are moving downfield right now and tie up the game. We immediately get a loss. 3rd and 19, 4th and 14, and we have to punt it back to them. 1st and 10, 2nd and 5, 30 seconds left. 3rd and 5, 3rd and 15, 4th and 8. It's not enough. It's not enough. 2 seconds left on the clock, and that's going to be the end of regulation. We start in overtime with the ball. Devontae Smith gets another big reception. 3rd and 12. 1st and 10 with T. Higgins getting the other one. 2nd and 16. 3rd and 16. 4th and 9, and we take the field goal 48-45. And they... 3rd and 11. We have to stop them. We have to stop them here. 4th and 11, and we win the game. We move on to the Super Bowl. What is this arena or stadium? This looks crisp. This is not the Bengals stadium. It can't be. I could have sworn they did not have a dome. And in the Super Bowl, we are facing the 14-3 Washington Commanders. Chase Young is still on the team, which doesn't seem like it's going to be a possibility after this year. We keep getting a bunch of new abilities unlocked. We have to be able to win this Super Bowl against a very talented defense. And we do start off with the ball and want to start off hot once again, 7-0. And they throw a pick to us, but 3rd and 16, 4th and 7, we get into field goal range to make it a 10-point lead. Their offense is not doing very well right now. 4th and 12, they turn the ball over. 4th and 2, can we make this? We can't, but we go for it. We are risking it all in the Super Bowl. We are right there, 17-0 already in the first half. And we go downfield and get another field goal, 20-0. They punt it back to us. We are absolutely obliterating them right now, 27-0. They were about to get a field goal, and then it didn't happen because they got knocked back twice. Now they get the ball again, and they finally go downfield and get some points up on the board with the field goal, 27-3. We want to get another touchdown. We're getting stingy right now. We're getting greedy. 4th and 16. They get another field goal, 30-3, and the Washington Commanders quite literally cannot do a single thing against this defense right now. We get another field goal, 33-3, a 30-point lead by the Titans right now. And they still are not able to get much, but they get an interception. They're in field goal range. They might be able to get a touchdown now. And they finally do so, 33-10, but it's a little too late for that because we run out the clock and the Tennessee Titans finally win a Super Bowl. Without any of the older players, without any of them. We have fully moved on, gone to the future. Bijan is the future of the Titans in this simulation. I know that he's a Falcon now, but it wouldn't have been a bad idea. It would not have been a bad idea if he fell there. A very, very good situation for the Titans. You got a lot of your younger players. You got a lot of free agency signings that seem very realistic. I wouldn't say this was the most unrealistic rebuild in the world. I enjoyed it. I genuinely enjoyed it as much time as it took to make this because it was about 8 seasons. The Tennessee Titans finally win the Super Bowl with all their new acquisitions. And at the end of the 2027 season, we blow out the Washington Commanders and our QB wins Super Bowl MVP and also wins Offensive Rookie of the Year as he should. And that is going to do it. That is going to do it for the Tennessee Titans rebuild. Fully revamped, fully done over. Malik Willis is gone. Will Levis is not on the team. Anthony Richardson is gone. A fully new team, but I definitely enjoyed finding these prospects and finding the free agency signings. But if you did enjoy this, please go down there and like and subscribe for me. And I will see you in the next video. Peace.